All right. All right. Let's push through this, guys. Yes, we're about to push. That's right.
Pun intended. We are on to push.
Big pun back. Okay, I'm gonna get into the position. Let's start with the plank.
Okay.
Maybe I would say that's all we really want to cover in this is just the plank, guys, because a lot of the same things are going to apply as you're doing a bench press per se, or even push sled, anything that involves push, guys. So it all begins with the plank. That's the major thing to really focus on. All right, I'm going to get into a plank position.
Perfect. So as he sets up, the biggest things he's going to pay attention to are where his elbows, his wrists, and his shoulders are, right? We want everything to be stacked right on top of one another, and that goes the same for a chest press, right? This is your same setup. Now from here, his traps are relaxed, his quads are active, right? Your shoulders are getting a little bit of work here, but let's show like what the tension is in those. See this here? This is unnecessary tension. You're wasting energy, right? We want to relax the back, draw the shoulders back in space, and be nice and stacked. So as you get into your planks, his feet, the wider they are, the more stable he's going to be. So if you're new to those planks, you're like, man, there's so much to think about. Let's start with a little bit wider of a stance, right? You're bringing your quads, your glutes, and your core in to really help you have that good posture. Secondly, his hands. Wide fingers here. You want as big of a base as possible to support yourself. Now, are we going to go for a push-up, or are we just talking?
Let's do a push-up. Absolutely.
Andre is the king of push-ups. So he's dropping down into this 90-degree angle here. Everything lowered. He didn't keep his butt up in the air. Your hips, your core, your chest, everything moves together. He's going to exhale, push back up, right into that tall plank position, right? So this is where it really comes into play of shoulders, elbows, and wrists being in line. If they're not, that movement's not going to be as smooth or as easy to come up to the top. Now, a lot of us are new to push-ups, so we may be doing our push-ups from our knees, which is okay, but let's talk about body awareness. Once you're into this position, nothing changed other than his knees are on the ground. His toes are off of the ground here. Now he's going to come down into his push-up. Look at that. Core, hips, glutes, everything lowered with his chest. Now press back up. Show us a bad rep of leaving the glutes up. So, guys, we see this. We see it, and guess what? You probably will do this and not even know that you're doing it. The whole purpose of this is body awareness. We want to draw the hips back down, engage.
Let's talk about this as well.
Yeah, and then we're dropping too far. It's the same thing as the pull, right? We want to have that strong foundation and everything moves together. This makes the body work in the most efficient way possible. Beautiful. Good
Awesome. Also, guys, hand positioning, right? So we see so many times as I push my hips back on that push-up that wasn't done right, my hands and my head were now in alignment, right? That's not what we want. We're engaging our pecs, okay? We're engaging our lats as well as our shoulders, our triceps. So it's all happening from here. So take a second, look in the mirror, have your hands by your sides, right? Maybe have those elbows splayed out to about a 45-degree angle, or you can keep them close if you're doing a tricep push-up, and then just push directly out. Notice the shoulders, the elbows, and the wrists are all in a straight line, in a perfectly level with the ground. I don't want to be up here. I'm not doing this kind of push-up. That's maybe something else, a shoulder push-up. So one way to do that on the ground is just to simply lay on the ground and do hand release push-ups. Whether you do on your knees or your feet, it's fine. But take a moment, you might find your hands already up here, right? So slide them down. You don't want to be so tight to your body. But I want your thumbs, remember, you spread your fingers out wide. So maybe the tips of your thumbs are kind of touching or just 1 millimeter off where your chest is. Sliding those hands down, the shoulder blades come down with you. Whether you do it on your feet, boom, I'm going to engage my quads. I'm pushing back my heels, walking those toes forward, kind of curling in. I have a solid base. And if you get fatigued on these push-ups, guys, as you do these push-ups, right, you can always focus on lifting up your butt, engaging your core as you push away from the ground. So oftentimes we think it's just the chest. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like failing. Get your butt up. Use your entire lower body. Your legs are involved in this. Breathe in as you come on down. Maybe lift up your butt so you can engage your butt and your back in the same line.
Recruiting those larger muscle groups, right?
Yeah.
Push-ups a full body movement,
Yep.
and I feel like as people learn and first get into it, they think of it as just chest and shoulders,
Right.
which is such a small muscle group to begin with.
Yep.
And as we're building strength, we kind of need to move our body in the most efficient way possible, and that's recruiting those larger muscle groups.
And again, this is the ultimate core exercise. You know, you can never fail when you're in plank position, except if you're doing improper form. So even if you're, you know, one of the workouts is maybe just doing push-ups the entire time, or maybe some push-ups with some mountain climbers thrown in. It's always good to come back to the basics. Just holding that plank is going to be doing so much for you. Watch how it'll change your entire body, guys. Like in terms of your core, it's the number one thing you can do for your core. You know, like forget doing ab exercises like crunches. Just hold a plank and watch your life transform. I love it. I'm a fan. I do push-ups every day, and that's all I gotta say about that.